In 1963, a man in central Turkey takes a sledgehammer to a wall in his own basement. The wall doesn't just crack, it opens into a tunnel that shouldn't exist. He follows it. The tunnel leads to a room. The room leads to another tunnel. And that tunnel leads down and down and down into a city. A real city, buried directly beneath his home for over 1,000 years, and not one person in his family had ever known it was there. This is Derinkuyu, the deepest, most complete underground metropolis ever uncovered on Earth. Picture the scale for a moment. 85 meters, straight down, deep enough to bury a 28-story building, upside down into solid rock. 18 levels, a population of up to 20,000 people, along with their livestock, their food stores, their entire way of life, capable of vanishing beneath the surface for months at a time and simply disappearing. This isn't legend. It sits in the heart of Cappadocia, in Turkey's Nevşehir province, hollowed not out of quarried stone, but out of tuff, a soft volcanic rock so forgiving that a single hand tool could carve it, yet so structurally stable it has held its shape unsupported for nearly 3,000 years. Archaeologists still argue over exactly when the first shaft was cut. Some trace it to the Hittites as early as the 17th century BC. Most place the first major expansion with the Phrygians in the 8th or 7th century BC. What almost everyone agrees on is this: it was never one project. It was centuries of hands. Persian-era settlers, then subjects of Alexander's empire, then Romans. Each generation carving a little deeper, until Byzantine Christians transformed it into the sprawling complex that exists today. Descend with me, level by level. Near the surface, stables, where livestock were kept, their body heat alone helping to warm the rooms above them. One level down, a school, its ceiling curved into a rare barrel vault, a small luxury in a city carved entirely by hand. Kitchens, with ceilings blackened by cooking fires that haven't burned in centuries. Wine presses, oil presses, storage chambers stacked with grain reserves, built to outlast a siege. And 7 levels down, in absolute darkness, hundreds of feet from any trace of sunlight, a chapel, carved in the shape of a perfect cross. Now ask yourself the question. Every engineer who visits this place eventually asks, how do you keep 20,000 people breathing 85 meters underground with no electricity, no pumps, no machinery of any kind? The answer is more than 50 vertical ventilation shafts, some plunging the full 55 meters to the lowest chambers. The builders exploited a simple law of physics. Cold surface air sinks, warm underground air rises, creating a constant, self-powered current that pulled fresh oxygen down to every level and pushed stale air back out. No mechanical parts, just geometry and thermodynamics, engineered 3,000 years before anyone had a word for either. The result? An underground climate that holds steady between 13 and 15 degrees Celsius, summer or winter, to this day. And the water. The deepest shafts doubled as wells, but never the same shafts used for air. Every well was cut completely separate from the ventilation system and hidden from the surface entirely. Some weighing close to 1/2 metric ton, carved directly out of the tunnel floor, each with a hole bored through its center, so that an invading army camped above could never find it, poison it, or cut it off. A city that could feed itself, breathe on its own, and drink in secret. Which brings us to the doors. Scattered throughout Derinkuyu are massive circular stones. In a crisis, a team of men would drive a wooden pole through that center hole and roll the stone into place, sealing the passage completely. From the outside, It was immovable. From the inside, that same center hole doubled as a spear port. Defenders could see out and strike without ever opening the door at all. This was a fortress disguised as a home. Every corridor was deliberately cut narrow, barely wide enough for one person, forcing any attacker who breached the tunnels to advance single file, one at a time, directly into the spear ports, waiting on the other side of a stone that wouldn't budge. Historians point to a specific window of terror behind all of this: the Arab-Byzantine Wars, roughly the 7th through the 11th centuries AD, when raiding armies swept repeatedly through Anatolia. For the Christian communities of Cappadocia, Derinkuyu wasn't a curiosity. It was survival infrastructure, a place where an entire town could vanish underground the moment smoke was spotted on the horizon, and simply wait. Some records suggest portions of the complex remained in use as late as the 19th century, sheltering local populations through later waves of regional violence, centuries after the Byzantine Empire itself had fallen. But not every historian accepts the siege shelter theory as the whole story. Some point to Cappadocia's brutal climate, blistering summers, brutal winters, and argue these chambers may have functioned as much for comfort as for combat. A stable, year-round refuge from a surface that swings between extremes. The truth is probably both. A city built first for survival against the earth itself, and adapted, generation by generation, into a shelter against the people who walked on top of it. For decades, local legend has insisted that Derinkuyu connects through one continuous, unbroken tunnel to Kaymakli, another underground city, roughly 9 kilometers away. If true, it would mean an entire underground road system once ran beneath the Cappadocian countryside, invisible from above. Archaeologists have found passages that seem to head in that direction. They've also found sections collapsed, sections flooded, sections since never excavated at all. To this day, no team has walked a continuous tunnel from one city to the other. The connection has never been confirmed. It has also never been ruled out. And Derinkuyu may not even be the biggest secret Cappadocia is hiding. In 2013, 50 years after that first sledgehammer swing, construction crews clearing a hillside near Nevşehir, barely 5 kilometers from Derinkuyu itself, broke into another underground city entirely. Early surveys suggested it could be larger than Derinkuyu, potentially the largest subterranean settlement ever found in the region. And more than a decade later, the majority of it remains unexcavated, which means the number that anchors this entire story, 20,000 people, may not be the limit. It may only be what one city, out of an estimated 200 underground settlements across Cappadocia, was capable of holding. Archaeologists studying the region openly admit they cannot say how many more complexes remain sealed beneath the volcanic rock, undiscovered, waiting for nothing more than the next accidental swing of a hammer. So consider what that actually means. A civilization engineered a city capable of housing 20,000 people with breathable air, running water, food storage, schools, and churches, entirely underground, entirely by hand, using nothing but volcanic rock and an understanding of physics we're still only fully appreciating today. And then it vanished, so completely from memory that it took one man, one wall, and one accident to bring it back into the light. Only 8 of Derinkuyu's 18 levels have ever been opened. The rest remain sealed, unexcavated, unlit. Chambers that have not felt air move through them. Since before the Byzantine Empire collapsed. Somewhere beneath the fields of Cappadocia, right now, the earth is still holding on to rooms no living person has ever entered. And every single year, it gives up a little more of what it's been hiding.